Talking to Sheff G 83, man. Feel me, moving gang, ENT, T2MB. School, everything, man. Feel me, trying to grow up in the hood without getting locked up, this, that, shot, whatever. I should show them the scars, right? Look, man.
More to come. More to come.
Look. You know what I mean?
See that? Shit, man.
I don't know if y'all seen it. I got a scar right here. You can't even see it until you know it's there. I got a shot wound right here.
Better recognize who you dealing with. Run up, gon' be a death. Leave a blicky looking all sticky, drippy paramedics looking for his chest.
Sheff G comes out with No Suburban.
Yeah.
Was that a diss record towards you?
Yeah, that was a diss record towards me.
As y'all can see in the video, your boy ran up and got punched up. Him and it was two of them, both of them, punched both of them. Punch both of them. Boop, bop.
Again, Blicky Game made his ass cut his hair. Don't forget that. Next topic though.
What kind of situation would end up getting cut in the head like that?
What do you mean?
I mean, what happened? What happened to yeah.
It was game.
Okay. What happened to the other dude?
4:43, breaking news out of Brooklyn, where a popular rapper was shot and killed overnight. Nick Blixey was discovered with gunshot wounds on Winthrop Street in Prospect Lefferts Gardens.
Hey, yo, squad. What's the drill? Back with another video, man. And Brooklyn has been snatching the hip-hop crown and wearing it with pride. The drill movement revamped their fire, and it's been heat ever since. But that has come at a price. Beef is spilled onto beats, and the music scene has become a bloody beef between gangs and rivals. While many can't stand the pressure, who better to step in the kitchen than Brooklyn's very own Sheff G? A Brooklyn soldier whose bars are above average, living by his own standards. They ain't an op he can't manage. From courtroom brawls to being knifed in the skull, Sheff G has been through it all. And this video will bring you into his dangerous and violent life that has led him into incarceration. So without further ado, let's skip the play and get down to business. Born Michael Kyle Williams in Flatbush, Brooklyn, the streets dubbed him as Sheff G.
Yeah, you already know what it is, man. We out here with Sheff G. What's good, boy?
Smooth, you already know. They already know I'm right.
Alright. What's good, though, my nigga? What's good, man? Tell me where you coming from, my
Bush.
Growing around Caribbean culture under the roof of a Trinidadian moms and a Haitian pops, his father was a well-known gangster in the streets and always feared that Sheff would follow in his footsteps.
Was your dad a gangster?
Of course. What you mean? My dad ain't.
Sadly, those fears came true. Sheff G was always getting into trouble as a kid, fighting and even being locked up.
Were you getting in trouble as a kid?
Yeah.
Like what kind of trouble?
Getting locked up, fights, a whole bunch of shit.
Will find himself in the system and booked for 3 days after one of his hood shenanigans went south. Sheff G was built for the heat though, that's why he's the chef. While he was wilding in the streets, hip-hop was his go-to music to vibe to. Mainly Chicago drill, which later had some influence in him picking up the mic.
So what made you get into music?
What made me get into music was like seeing, shout out to like Lil Herb and them Chicago niggas.
The Chicago wave?
As a matter of fact, on his Vlad interview, when asked about how he got the name Sheff G, he spit the G Herbo bars from the song Kill Ish. I never run cause I stay to fight. I'll cook a nigga like steak and rice.
Shit, I never run cause I stay to fight. I'll cook a like steak and rice, and it's hella real in the battlefield.
Then broke down what the name means.
Chef is like, a chef is a main person, if you really think about it, right? It don't matter if it's like cooking in the kitchen, he directing everything, you feel me? That's where the chef part comes in, because you're a chef, like, you're gonna cook it up, you're gonna do what you do. And then the G, gangster,
Sheff G saw himself as a gangster and lived by that dangerous lifestyle. He was a known member in the A-Tray Gangster Crips.
2018, nigga, this all year.
28 Trey.
28 Trey,
Say
nigga.
it like that.
That's a
They were notoriously known as the Moving Gang, and the cops would harass him and his family every chance they got.
Okay, so give me an example of some of the stuff that the cops would do.
Anytime they see you, run down. Anytime, anywhere. It don't matter who you with, mom, dukes, anybody, run down.
The hood mindset might have even earned him more respect in the streets for his willingness to up the pole and deliver the fade to any op. But it also got him 5 years parole just at the age of 18. The incident occurred inside King's Plaza when Sheff G got into it with a couple dudes. They left but returned with their crew, and Sheff wasn't about to have it. He met them outside and up the pole, not realizing 2 cops were lurking on the scene, and he was arrested and taken in for the firearm. Sheff G, like many of the youngins that came up in the streets, saw being locked up as a badge of honor. Luckily, as Sheff G grew up and went into prison, he realized jail isn't where he wanted to spend his life. Music changed that entire perspective and set him on a better path.
Music is what made me start paying attention, start doing better in life for me. That's what made me smarten up when I started doing music. And they started going far now.
That's when him and his homie Sleepy Hollow set out to build their careers. The first song they worked on together and realized they clicked on the beat was their old SoundCloud track, Nightmare. Taking things more seriously, they hit the studio and dropped their official track, For Them Racks. The energy and the vibe was crazy, and their homie pushed them to stay more focused. The chemistry between the two were like brothers, and it showed in their music. Crazy thing is, they were ops as youngins until they planned a fight, where they met up to catch a fade, and it turned into a friendship that runs way deeper than just music.
What's the history between you two, though? Like, y'all grew up together?
There's a funny story with that, boy. Like, you feel me? Like, when we was younger, we wasn't cool. Like, you feel me? Like, me and him was supposed to be beefing and shit. Like, you feel me? Like,
what happened next would change their lives forever. Sheff G dropped the mega hit No Suburban. The track went crazy, racking up 500,000 views in only 2 weeks, and Sheff G was gaining fans like he turned CEO at Emerson. The single was especially scorching due to the inspiration for the track. It was a direct diss to 22 G's and his Blicky Gang crew after 22 G's dropped his song Suburban. In No Suburban, you can hear Sheff G drop the bars. Better recognize who you dealing with. Run up, gun up, gonna be a death. Leave a Blicky looking all sticky, drippy. Paramedics looking for his chest. Catch him time, cause you know them Blickies quick. You stupid is running with the best. The track went viral. Sheff G had even had shorties disrespecting and banging on the ops.
The haters, suck y'all grandmothers. DJ Blicky, suck y'all grandmother.
Soon fans were crying and fainting in the crowd when they saw him in person.
I remember I was downtown Brooklyn, you feel me? And I seen this little girl, and she seen me, and she started crying. And shit, I was like, yo, you crying for me? I'm like,
Sheff G was up and seems to be stuck, but not if the ops have anything to say about it. Sheff will pop up on a live with his head bandaged up, laughing about how he got caught lacking and was sliced in the head by one of the ops. The op in question is allegedly 22 G's fellow soldier, Nick Blicky.
Like that. Anybody pull up, get shot. You talking I'm like that, nigga. Nobody pay with me. Talking my GD. Talking my pay with me.
In interviews, Sheff G would just laugh when asked about the condition of the other person that chefed him.
What happened to the other dude?
Oh, man.
The Blickies wasted no time roasting Sheff G and cooking him with jokes.
Well, niggas forgetting that niggas stabbed that fat nigga Sheff ass. I don't know why niggas forgetting that. Blicky Gang made his ass cut his head. Don't forget that.
22 G's took the violation to another level on live.
I got his fat ass bad, bro. Stop dissing so much. Make some natural music, man. Stop using my swords. Fuck this nigga, y'all.
Even letting the cat out the bag, saying Sheff G was robbed of his chain.
He had chains. He got robbed for them shits in LA. That's what happened, you heard? He had chains, bro.
It was the ops' time to shine, and boy did they shine. Sheff G, forced to remove his signature braids and rock the waves, wasn't going to just sit and take it though. He hopped on live and went on 22 G's.
Listen, you signed to Kodak. I signed myself, kid. Bro, you got beer, breach. Are you? You're a cuz on Crip. You're a. Show me breach right now.
And the beef escalated from dissing on wax to stabbings. Now Sheff G was out for his get back. And some would say that day came with the murking of Nick Blicky, his alleged slasher.
443, breaking news out of Brooklyn where a popular rapper was shot and killed overnight. Nick Blicky was discovered with gunshot wounds on Winthrop Street.
Videos would surface of an unconscious Nick Blicky on the floor while cops trying to pump life back into him. That's wild. It's no telling who really did the hit. Either way, the score was upped, and that was promised to be only the beginning. Sheff, being the wild gremlin that he is, seemed to reference him being behind Nick's hit, and his track Start Some Shit, where he raps the bars, "Remember I got cut, the ops is all up in a spliff."
Remember I got cut, the ops is all in a spliff.
Sheff G wasn't going back down from anyone. He's been cut, stabbed, and shot in the streets, but instead of folding, it motivated him to keep applying pressure. Sheff G was back on his flow and dropping more bangers. He released the singles like Panic, Panic Part 2, and Disrespect before the arrival of his 2019 debut mixtape, The Unlucky Lucky Kid, and his debut EP, Just For Y'all. Then his debut album, Proud of Me Now, which was a middle finger to all of his doubters and an inspiration to any youngin' thinking they can't achieve their dreams. That wasn't the last of his moves. Sheff G's album was released under his joint record label, Winner's Circle Entertainment, with Sleepy Hollow and Ellie Frost. Their label was partnered with industry giant RCA Records.
I signed Sleepy, Sleepy signed me. We made our own label and signed ourselves. Then we went and took our label, Winner's Circle, and did a partnership with a major label, RCA. So it's a partnership.
Sheff G went from the trenches to the studio, now to boss status, also being Hip Hop DX's rising star of 2021. He had family and loved ones depending on him, and that helped him stay disciplined and focused.
With you, you seem very, very focused. What's keeping you so locked in?
Feel me? A bunch of things, like, you feel me? I got a big family, you know what I'm saying? I always try to support every single one of them, you know what I'm saying? So
Sheff G reached success, but his past still tagged along for the ride. While opportunities were pouring in, some were out to snatch others from his resume. The NYPD, out of fear of violence erupting, sent a letter to Rolling Loud where Sheff G was carded to perform in 2019, telling them to remove Sheff alongside 22 G's, Casanova, Pop Smoke, and Don Q from the lineup. As if that wasn't enough, Sheff was just too tied to the streets to let go and adjust into being a legitimate celebrity. While at court, one of the ops tried to catch him lacking, but Sheff G wasn't one to mess with, whether around the law or in the building of the law itself, and a fight broke out. Sheff would later hop on live to give a play-by-play of how they tried him, and he dropped everyone with the 1-2 punch.
Let me tell you what happened, listen. As y'all can see in the video, your boy ran up and got punched up. It was two of them, both of them, punched both of them.
When it rains, it pours though, and it was about the thunderstorm for Sheff G. According to reports, in January 2021, more woes came his way when cops stopped him at Farragut Road and East 42nd Street for allegedly driving recklessly through East Flatbush without a license plate. Cops searched the whip and found a loaded .45 caliber Glock and 9 rounds in a hidden compartment in the car. Michael Williams, also known as Sheff G, was charged with 3 counts of criminal possession of a weapon and 2 traffic violations and posted bail at $35K. This comes after the cops pulled him and his crew over in 2019 on suspicion of their whip being stolen.
Cause they booked you, said it's a stolen car? Niggas is tripping.
The cops were creeping and finally got him with the firearms charges this time. Instead of Sheff taking the hint, he taunted the NYPD and let his guard down again, and that's exactly what the cops were waiting on. In July, just a couple months after his first arrest, academics would break the news that Sheff G was arrested a second time for gun possession in NYC. This time, they got him right where they wanted him and kept him behind bars without bond on a second-degree felony charge. Sadly, the outcome was grim, and he wouldn't be a free man for a while. After pleading guilty, he was handed down a 2-year sentence. But wait, there's more. Apparently, Sheff G is also facing a lawsuit. This was revealed in reports that connect the lawsuit to a 2020 accident where Sheff was on the run from the feds and crashed his whip into the victim Alexia Friend's Cadillac before hitting a tree. Sheff had it all, but the hood mentality snatched it from his hands, at least for the next 2 years. New photos were posted to IG showing the rapper in good spirits, and a recent video shows Sheff G playing GTA behind bars. So I guess things aren't that bad and he has ways to pass the time.
GTA? Hold on, big GTA, look.
How he's playing games behind bars, I don't know. But one thing I do know, if I catch him on GTA Online, it's up for sure. 22 G's is open to ironing out the beef and putting it in the past. So the ball is in Sheff G's court.
Is there ever a day where y'all as men, as young men, will be able to have a conversation to iron out the street? Or is that just some street that y'all gotta stay where it's at?
Yeah, sometimes it be deeper than just the rappers and rap, you feel me? But yeah, that would be, like I was saying in my other interview, that would be 40 years old chasing each other down the street, you feel me?
Yeah.
It don't make sense, so we might as well start figuring it out.
So there you have it. Thanks for kicking it with your boy. Appreciate the love and support. I'll catch y'all when I spin back round for the next one. And remember, stay smart, stay alert, and stay real. I'm out, y'all.